Broadcasting live from the new Colonia ravaged bayous of Louisiana. It's time for action. I don't even have words. I just had a great night last night with Talib 1980 underscore collects 400 sub special show. It's a great time. Him and Abby, always a good time. And of course, Figure Fight Club. And we're doing a open mic takeover. Do I though? Do I need a 3-minute intro? That just lets me know when it's okay to say the bad words. It was a great time last night. Getting some old news out of the way, old and new. I do have the sticker announcement for the Dallas Fort Worth show, toy show, the end of this month. And that's the only way. There's only 100 of these getting printed. And when they're gone, I'm going to change my fucking logo and do something else. I don't know. We'll figure it all out. Yeah, the all ones that are not given away at the DFW show will be burnt as sacrifice to the toy guards in the parking lot. Anyway, so I found something today that I thought I'd lost, and I want to share it with everybody because it's kind of an interesting little nerd story. Rowdy, Kaiju Kitty, I guess I should say hello. Abby from Figure Fight Club, Talib 1980 is here. Smudge Customs, always a pleasure to have you. So this is something that not a lot of people will know what it is. But this is my civil defense service pin and my civil defense patch, because I was one of the last civil defense people for the county in Oklahoma where I grew up. And why it's such a fun story is because the man who brought me into the civil defense was a man named Frank. I can't make this up. His name was Frank Castle. And so I always joke that I was brought into civil defense by the Punisher. And he absolutely was all that and a bag of chips. He was a retired highway patrolman, and he was very active and very proud of his civil defense time. I used to run around and do a bunch of the NOAA stuff and had a emergency two-way radio installed in my repurposed postal Jeep. And I thought I'd lost this little pin. I knew where the patch was, but to have my little service pin is kind of really cool. And anyway, so I had a really bad day yesterday. And I don't even know how to talk about it. It ended up good because I got to go home and spend time with my wife, and had a great show last night with Abby and Talib. That always brings my spirits up. But there was a man that I don't even know how to say this. I saw, let me just say like this. I saw yesterday out in public one of the most disgusting human beings. I can't even call him that. One of the most disgusting creatures that should never see the light of day again. Was out my with my wife, and one of the because I don't get around too much, even as better as I'm doing, and so was having a good day, and just ran into this thing that should be rotting away in prison, and just for him to remind me and to say to me, that I got away with it. All this horrible shit that I did, I got away with it, and I'm here. And I wish I could go into more details than that. If you want more details, you can you most of you who care enough will already have my number. Um, but it just how some of these creatures, these I believe in the words of Anton LaVey, these psychic vampires that just know how to drain everything from you, and that's just they love it. They love the fact that they could just keep doing what they're doing and get away with it, and he doesn't know how close he came, because I just about lost all control of myself in that situation, and that's not me. I've always, I like to screw around and have a good time, but I've always, maintain yourself. And the minute somebody else gets over on you like that, you're giving them control. And just the fact that, at least in my mind, that he had just enough control of me in that small situation that just tore me up, and it kept me pretty ate up. But anyway, yeah. So it I wish I could tell you the whole story. It would it just, there's a reason I cut my own hair now. That's not vague at all, Max. Hydrate, people. Hydrate. Let's see how everybody else is doing. Yeah, you know what? That's all you can be, is just be good, and it so anyway, yeah, it just I can't get it out of my head though. It just some creatures that they don't live. It's the creature under your bed never existed. The creature under your bed was always in here. And sometimes those creatures absolutely walk the fucking earth. So, and this one especially is is horrifying. So, but at yeah, it's my daughter. When we first time ever, we she got really frightened by a horror movie. She always liked horror movies, and we'd watch them. And I just explained to her one day that these were the safe, horrifying creatures, that the real ones were out there in the fucking world. That's probably why she hates people as much as I do. I don't hate. You just hate is don't hate, except for creatures like that. Not, it's. Anybody want to talk about the Crimson Shadow Wraith? I want to get to this tonight because I know that as soon as my time is up in 2 hours, that Jerk Gaines and Laser Pants are going to have a fun retelling of how he got kicked off of YouTube last night for talking about dinosaur erotica. And, so this is what we're going to do tonight. So this is the yeah, I already opened it. Hell yeah, I already opened it. But I didn't really take it out of the package much. Just a little bit. This, for those who don't know, is the new Action Force God bless it. Action Force Wraith Praetorian. And it is phenomenal. This is I've liked the Praetorians since first come out with them. My only problem, and it's not really a problem, not even a critique even, but the first one being really dark, you couldn't see a lot of the details. And that was something that this one, you can definitely see the details in this guy. And what we're going to do tonight is something called panel lining. And I'm going to take all those details and we're going to bring them all out. And I guess I can go ahead and just, there we go. We'll just bring out the whole shebang. So you got the Praetorian, move that over there. Nobody cares about your subs. You have his AR set up. You got his laser arms. Now I don't want to do too much with these. These are the little energy shields that plug into his side. And I really like that they're clear. They look really good. So I'm not going to really be doing any panel lining on these because they're kind of perfect just the way they are. The other Praetorian was translucent green, and it was really hard to kind of make out some of the details on it as well because it's translucent. They've got a special edition, which of course I will never fucking get. 1 1/100th of these Praetorians are translucent, clear. I think the same plastic as these here, and they are really, really cool. And I don't even want to tell you how expensive. These are little ricochets that you can put in. Yeah, it's not hard to do at all. Come on. I just love it. And these, of course, you can plug into the underarm. So you've got that. So we've got the Praetorian. We're going to do panel lining. Well, Max, you ask, how do you do panel lining? Well, there's a couple ways. One, you might have seen a few videos back where I did some work on one of the Arctic troopers, also from Valaverse. And I didn't do any panel lining with that, but what I did do is I did a wash. And that brings out a lot of details. That's kind of one way that you can do things. That's not the way that we're going to be doing things tonight, because that would also get my boy kind of dirty, and I want to keep him a little bit clean. So what I'm going to be doing tonight, if I can figure out where all my utilities are, is I'm going to be using the Copic multiliner, and this is the 0.05. Nope, that is a 0.5. Where is... No, that's got to be 1.05. Yeah, that is. I kind of screwed up this was a 0.5 and I have a 0.05 tip in there. And it is stupid small. That is a regular 0.5 compared to a 0.05. So I am going to be using the 0.05. I also have some alcohol prep pads to hopefully wipe things away. When that doesn't work, I've got the 91 and some Q-tips. Yep, it is a very small tip. I have used these multi-liners for probably about 15 years. They are permanent and they are not cheap, but they're not unworthy of the price tag. Now, I want to start with something kind of simple before I go getting into the main body. And I think probably the best way to do you should always do a little test run on these things. Bloody hell. Oh, of course. I didn't. A good thing to do a test on is probably going to be the hands. They're the same plastic, and if it's going to screw up, I think I would rather it be a hand than the main body. So we're going to move him off to the side here, and we're going to take a look at one of these hands. I think I've got it. Basically, what we're going to do is just go. Slow and steady wins the race. . And that's it. So we've taken that from nothing to adding a few lines to it. I usually will try to you kind of want to balance yourself a little bit, because it's real easy to just go off in some weird fucking direction. And let's see, we've got some palms on this one. I can't even imagine what it would cost to put these out with all this panel lining done from the factory. It just, these would probably be $100 figures. Let's see how the guns do. Oh, see, and there I went. I didn't take my time, and that's how you go shooting off in a direction you don't want to go. Yeah, it's very easy to screw this up. But it's also a lot easier when you have the right tools. And hopefully, let's see, because I just screwed that up. A little bit of rubbing alcohol at 70% seems to fix that. Something else that a lot of people don't do is, prior to doing panel lines, wash your figure with soap and water. That was a trick that some of the Warhammer 40K guys kind of taught me. All right, so we know we could do hands. Should we go straight for the head? Always just make sure, a lot of people hold it like this, and you'll see me do it, but also keep in mind that I've been doing shit like this for 30 something years. Get your line and just follow it. Now, I tried doing some of these with some of those Gunpla markers, and I can tell you that they hit a lot different than these Copics do. Now, I know that some people have used some of these old pen tips, and I have seen some success with that. I don't think that particular technique is for me. It's hard to get some of these. That doesn't look too bad. I would like, I think, for some of these lines to be a little crisper. That one right there is almost non-existent. So is this one back here. Now I'm going to try it anyway. But I also made a living for 30 years off of creating straight lines out of nothing. So if I'm making this look easy, take for granted that it is not. It's a little crisper over here. See, on this side, that little panel above that eye is really defined. On this side, not so much, because that line shouldn't be there. So that is a flaw line. That is true. You can do that. Sometimes with the Copic markers, that works a little bit to your disadvantage. It just kind of depends on how well the ink is flowing that day. And now it seems that that flaw line is forever. So that is just going to be there because now it's dry and now it's not coming off. Yeah, see, I should just let Haystack do it. You know, those I guess those Hammond collections, I guess they're soft on the inside for a reason. I haven't seen anybody panel line one of these yet. See, it is definitely missing details on one side as opposed to the other. That is the thing about panel lining, is it is very much dependent on, one, how bad you do or do not suck at doing it, and two, how good the lines are. Now, the lines on this are, really good. Um, just see that little line right there. That should not be there. So that is a mold line but on this side, it is really good. So that is definitely something that you're going to want to do. It's something that I did not do. So this isn't on anybody but me. Yeah, see, I'm seeing a couple more mold issues on this side of the now we got a couple little I needed this today, folks. I'm glad that y'all are here. Okay. Got a couple little spots at the back of the head. Now, normally, what I probably would have done if this wasn't a kind of coming down to a time issue and trying to fill there we go. I would have probably dismantled this figure and totally done it piece by piece. That way I could have gotten wherever I needed to get and not had any issues. But I'm pretty happy with that. That is the head. Again, few issues on this side, but that's okay. We'll just make sure to pose him with his All right. So let's take now before I go jumping in. All right, let's work. Let's do his back. There's some really cool spots in that one. There's not a lot to this. Basically, it's just find as fine a tip as you can and try to stay in the damn lines. If you want a thinner line, just do it once. If you want it a little thicker, just trace over it a couple times. Moisture Oyster. This is a Copic multi-liner. And it is unlike what it says here, this is a 0.05, not the regular 0.5. It's a different tip. You can get them, I think, any good art supply houses. I believe I ordered these from Dick Blick. Again, they are there's an initial investment, but the great thing about these is once you get the whole pin body, then all you have to do is buy the refills and replacement tips as needed. I think this particular pin body is probably one of my oldest. I don't ever throw them out. I've got literally dozens of these things. And once it dries, I am here to tell you not alcohol or acetone is probably taking this shit off. Copic is a alcohol based marker, but the pigment they use is now you got a little bit like you saw me just slip right there. So you got just enough time to kind of wipe it away with your finger or hit it with some alcohol before it is forever. Now, sometimes I wonder when I'm just lazy, I'll just do a wash over it. Just throw some Nolan oil from Citadel right on top of it. And I've also used a lead pencil to do panel lines. It is really useful on, like Smudge was saying earlier, when it comes to you throw a little matte lacquer, plastic safe, then you can go in, you can sometimes hit some edges, uh, kind of probably an HB6 or something like that. You want a pretty loose graphite pencil, and you can get really good edge effects that way. See, that back is looking pretty slick. Hi, Larry. How you doing, sir? I have tried. I have. It's been hit and miss with the Tamiya stuff. I think for me, it is. I find them inconsistent. Now, others may have a different experience, and I don't fault anybody that. Um, and it could be that the reason I find them inconsistent is because I haven't used them as much as I've used these. So it may be some experience with them speaking. I don't, I love Tamiya products. Their primers are amazing. Their masking tape. Oh my God, don't get me started on their glues. Tamiya is always something that I will look at, but when it comes to markers, Copic is always my go-to. In a drawer less than 3 feet away from me right now is probably $1,000 in Copic markers. Um, and if I really wanted to even paint this guy, I could probably hook it up to a little air canister, and I don't know. But Copic is always, they're always my go-to marker. I mean, and a lot of it again is, that's a lot of my experience. It's archival, so I know it won't yellow over time. If fake it till you make it, Mikey. I don't know shit. I don't know why anybody listens to me or why anybody's watching this crap. I am absolutely, I've never seen this marker before in my life. I don't know what this figure is. I just found myself here, and there is somebody. I'm being held hostage. Somebody said paint lines. If you miss, it's over. Send help. Um, I don't want to say I'm dumbing this down for this episode, but I'm absolutely kind of dumbing this down. I want to present this in a way that just anybody could go and pay 12, 13 bucks for one of these, and or 25, depends on, what they're going for nowadays. Uh and really do it. Getting into the Tamiya, getting into um a lot of the other products that are available, and there are so many products available. And I'm sure somebody can pick up some of those Tamiyas and some of those gunpla markers and other things like that, and totally put anything I'm doing here to complete shame. Mikey probably being one of those people. Um, but oh, here, I'm just going to fabricate a little line that wasn't there. I that's kind of the thing I want to do. I want something that anybody could kind of just figure out. And that doesn't look too bad. Let's while we're on the back, let's just go ahead and take it all the way down to his ass. So I have found upon occasion I have used markers. Let me remember where my camera is. That you'll do some lines and then you'll start noticing that they turn yellow uh, or discolor, or they start spreading, especially on when you're dealing with white. On, you may not always be dealing with the quality plastic that Valiverse chooses to use. You may find yourself with some lesser grade stuff. Some bitch. See, you got a short period before it dries. You just wipe it off. Um, the yellowing was a real problem. I noticed that. I think with like, do not use a fucking Sharpie to do this shit. Um, I've seen some people try to detail some of their stuff with some of those Sharpie silver, the paint ones. That silver is going to fade. It ain't going to stay there. You're going to be like, why does it look like shit? Well, because you used a Sharpie and you got what you paid for. Um, the only exception to that is some of the higher end Sharpies, like the ones that you absolutely don't want to be in a room with. Uh, these Sharpie Magnums, they're great for tagging bathrooms at Buc-ee's, and they're also, little known fact, the best thing for doing the solar panels on a Star Wars TIE fighter. They will give you that shimmer that is just perfect. And once they're dry, it's forever. I think that might be the fumes. Oh, the great thing about this is now I know that a lot of us, um, present company excluded, excuse me, present company included, Mikey will tell you that you don't often have to do all this shit at one time, too. You can set your marker down and walk the fuck away from it. So if you start getting frustrated and you're like, I've redone this line 6 times and I've lost 4 subs, walk away from that line and come back to it later. It'll still be there. I've had that problem with modeling. And with some of my artwork. The fact that I have an 8-hour watercolor live painting on my channel will tell you that I have a problem with sitting down and getting shit finished. But you don't have to be me. Put the shit down. Put the cap back on your pen and take a break and see how your chat's doing. And let's see how our chat's doing. And Haystack, I'm glad you do. I love you, brother. You know what? Listen, nobody knows what they're doing. Adults aren't real, and you can go to bed anytime you want. So there you go. All of life's questions are answered. Continue about your day, people. That's not looking too bad, though, is it? Somewhere, Bobby Vala's just got a tingle on his right ankle, and it's really annoying him. And he doesn't know what it is, but he knows that somewhere, out there, somebody's pissing him off. And I hope today that's not me. You should already be in bed, Rowdy. Leia Glacia, always a pleasure, ma'am. I can tell you right now, there is no way. I don't know. You know what? I might get this done in 2-hour mark. I used to be a lot faster at this. I used to be able to paint one 25 millimeter scale Warhammer 40K figure an hour, or a D&D figure. Maybe not some of the Space Marines, some of them that had the decals and stuff. But I used to be able to do about 1 an hour of good quality, not Golden Demon Award, kind of level shit, but enough to where you'd be proud to have it on your shelf. And I got a good price for them. So AFA 112, nice to see you. I would hate to see a wash done on this figure. It would not do its service. It truly wouldn't. But those little crisp lines with that white contrast is just fantastic. I wish the molding on this side of the head was a little bit better. I may take just a little bit of white out and fix that little spot right there because it is going to annoy the ever loving shit out of me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it will. All right. Well, let's continue on with the good side. And I can't wait to get my hands. I hope I get it. I don't know. It's not confirmed yet, but if you've ever watched JMK Customs and his father have a really cool show called Couple of Kooks, and that's K-U, the weird U with the line above it, and K. And John is an absolute treasure. I cannot wait to meet him at DFW. But sitting behind him is a model of this little spacey looking watchtower. And I am so looking forward to just the possibility of getting one is exciting. And I'm hoping that I do, because if I do, I want to do some modeling. See that sometimes that little bitty one just don't work. So but I'm hoping that I get a print of this watchtower model that he designed, and I am looking forward to doing a little bit of modeling and putting it together and painting it and having some chuckles and laughs. And but we'll see. Because I would like it in 1/12 scale. And it'll happen or it won't. Either which way, I'm definitely going to come home with way too much stuff from the JMK Customs table. Oh yeah, there's a camera. Moisture Oyster. Have a good one, bud. Yeah, smudge doing washes are fine. But when you've got something that is just, this Greek marble white, I wanted it to maintain that cleanliness of the showroom, but highlight all the really cool stuff, because it's just a really great figure. And like I said before, with the transparent one, the green one, and the black one, you can't see a lot of details. Now, I had thought about at one point on the black one taking and getting some kind of silver liner and doing all the panel lines in silver. And I know it'd look cool, but trying to find something that fine a tip in silver. Now I could probably do a wash on that figure because it's black plastic. So yeah, I seen that. That shit is hilarious. Oh, I really hope so. A lot of it is going to depend on whether or not I can find a Destro figure because apparently word has got out to the world that Mikey and Pops are doing this customization thing at DFW, and now all these Destros that were on the fucking peg warmer for like 3 fucking years are now $60. So thanks, Mikey and Pops. Nobody wanted the fucking Destros until Mikey and Pops wanted them, and now everybody's got to have a Mikey, have a Destro. I'm sure there will be some loose ones at the show that we can pick up for probably $60. Oh, see, that is okay. Let's go ahead and get that neck knocked out. But yeah, I am totally looking forward to and if I can't find a Destro, then I'll probably just get the kit and then I can do it here. So yeah, but that ought to be a really good panel. Oh, for $20? Okay. Well, thank you. I will tell Gonzo thank you. And I will look on there and see if I can't find a couple. Because one way or the other, I will be building that spaceman. They did a really great job with it. I'm sure it is well out there because I took a little bit of flack the other day for some recent comments that I made about a certain 3D printer. And people think that I think people have to really kind of understand me a little bit when it comes to I am not. Oh, yeah, my camera's over here. Sorry, everybody. See, when I don't have a co-host like Abby or Talib telling me I'm fucking up, I'm just all over the place. I think some people believe that I'm against like 3D printing and customization and stuff like that. And Nothing could be farther from the truth. Now, I don't want to do that unless I'm specifically want to do that. There are some people out there who live to customize. Every figure they get, they are going to spend an extra $50 on it, and everything's going to be customized. And I did that with my Transformers. A lot of those were for Cybertrons. You had the DNA kits. I got my boy my boy Black Karak, Black Zarak, sitting over there with God knows how much those DNA kits are running nowadays. So I didn't want to do that with my GI Joes. My GI Joes and my Action Force are exactly what they are. I'm a mainline collector. I don't want to mess with them. Hi, lovely assistant. She is real, people. I promise. I'm not making her up. So, but when I get a figure that I want to customize, then I'm going to do that. Hi. No. Mwah. Hello. You know, kind of like I'm doing now with this Praetorian. I got specifically because I wanted to do this with it. The other ones I get, I will not be doing this. This figure will not be sitting with my regular Action Force figures. He will go in my little customization and modeling, and that's me. But I am definitely a somebody pointed out last night that if I could get those old school lunch trays and eat my dinner on those to this day, that would totally be perfect for me. Um, um, I like to keep my action figure stuff and my modeling stuff separated. And if you don't, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you like spending a bunch of money on a vehicle and then spending more money on that vehicle, there's nothing wrong with that. Spend your money how you want to spend your money. Make your figures look like how you want your figures to look. Abby, the guy who runs Figure Fight Club and puts up with me on a constant basis, I'm pretty sure he customizes every figure he owns. Smudge, if who's in the audience, if he doesn't customize every figure he owns, he damn well should, because he is fucking amazing at it. Mikey, I'm not even sure Mikey owns any figures anymore because he's got to be so tired of customizing for everybody else that he doesn't even want to look at this shit. Just goes home at night to a room. Just, that's not true. Mikey from JMK Customs, I am a big fan of his stuff. And he is a hella nice guy who has also, upon occasion, put up with moi. So, it's a little funny how to do this arm. Man, I'm going to tell you, the joints on this figure like butter, baby. Like butter. I like that. I like it. I do. I do. There's definitely some iffy mold lines on a few pieces here. But the torso and the chest are not in that category. I haven't put together a good model kit in a minute. I think the last one I did was a pair of TIE fighters. And my little brother is Star Wars fan, so of course he absconded with them. I think if you look far enough back on my Instagram page, there are more than a few of the World of Warcraft minis that I have painted over the years. All those gone. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Oh, that torso is just was made for panel lining. Come on. See, that right there. That is what made me want to panel line this guy was that torso and that chest. And of course, get that cake done. Cause my anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, huh? This shit I'll say. Stew. Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate it. Looking forward. Have a few Destros at the show. If you can't find them, they won't be $60. That I swear, I was like, oh God, I gotta get 3 of them. One so I can do one so my wife can do one, and my daughter who's coming to the show, and also all 3 of us. And I was like, I saw that $54.99 on eBay, and I was like, well, one of us might get to When I get to modeling, everything shuts down. There is nothing out. This right here is probably the hardest for me because people know Max can't shut the fuck up. But that's what you guys are paying me the big bucks for. Oh, yeah, sorry. Camera's over here. Usually when I get to modeling or painting, I will put on a book on tape. I get highly recommend the BBC Lord of the Rings recordings. George R. R. Martin is usually pretty good about that. Of course, then I'll sit there and after 15 hours of listening to him, I'll have to go back and try to remember what the fuck I just listened to because I don't remember. And now that's one thing you got to watch out for is pen leaking. That could have been a disaster. And I'm pretty sure it's leaking, and that's my fault because I put a couple drops of alcohol in it last night because I haven't used this one in a couple days. And it's probably getting to temperature in my hand. And you know what alcohol likes to do when it gets warm? Percolate. Hey, no, that's okay, Stu. All are welcome anytime. Come in, come out as you please. Yeah, a little bit. And I'm starting to get a little alcohol fumy. You can always tell because I did a painting for my studio logo, which you will see. It's called Kid Natty, and it's basically it's a little kid in boxing gloves with a black eye and a busted knee, and me. And painted up, used Copic markers for a lot of the work. And by the time I'd finished with that, I was just like, whew, my blood pressure feels a little high. What's going on? Then that's that nice alcohol fumes. Oh yeah. I have found typically, especially with these are usually underfilled. Now you can get with these Copics, like for the regular markers, they sell these refills, and that's why usually when you invest in Copic markers, you typically only have to buy them once. Every now and then you have to get some new felt tips or something like that, but then you just buy a refill. Each number matches what the marker is, and but these have their own. And I've got a huge box of cartridge, and I don't ever throw these things out because you can just refill them. I got that. Then I've got just a These just the no, these aren't my nips. These are just the different cartridges and what they're used for. See the B cartridge. Yeah. Anyway, you don't care. But if you see all those used ones, you can tell I've used these multi-liners a bit. Oh, why? I need that. But once you buy one, you never have to buy another one. There's plenty of these refills you can get out there. You just get the black and a couple drops. You know, the whole. I don't want to take this one apart, but here I can do this one. The whole back end comes out. That one's got a little brush tip. That one's also really good for doing some panel lining, but you need a steady hand. This one has a little bit of forgiveness because that 0.05 nip always fits in these little lines really, really well. So it just kind of gets in the groove. Oh, until it doesn't. There we go. See, there's a little bit back in here behind this pauldron, but I think I'm going to skip that because one, it looks like a bitch to get to, and I don't really care. If we covered, oh, still got a little bit right here on the hip. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. Well, lovely assistant, if you want pizza, then get some pizza. I am an incontinent, broken old man who has no access to his bank account and I'm being held hostage. Help, help, people, help. Oh, no. Okay. I mean, yes, lovely assistant, I'll happily give you all my money. If you bring home that fucking bacon and green onion shit, you better bring something edible back with it. I have spoken. I was just saying I like pizza too, please. Okay, I think I'm going to skip this arm for now because we are hitting 124, and I know somewhere lurking out there in the dark, Ryan, Gaines, and Jerk are all coming to take all my people out. So, hey, listen, Tombos. I like Tombos. I really like Tombows pencils. They make a damn fine pencil. And Tombow markers are really good too. They're always, that's one reason, the drying out stuff. That's one reason why I really like the Copics, because I know even if it dries out, I can usually bring it back with a proper dropper of 91% proof. Rubbing alcohol, or I've got a refill for it. So, all right. See, now I need to be looking right in here because there's some mold errors. See, there's a little line right there that is just part of the mold and not part of the figure. I don't care if there's an error as long as it matches up with the other side. Ah, damn it. Come on. Slow your roll. I got to tell you that I really, really like this figure. This is, I like the Praetorians. I've been excited about them since day one, but not like I am with this one. This is just a really, really good figure. I had a hard time with the first one, really kind of there was so many details that I felt were just kind of lost with the original. I mean, I knew that the details were there, but with as dark as the figure was, it was just really hard to see them. And I may play around. You know, I've got a couple of the first Praetorians. Maybe I'll see if there's a way I could. I mean, I know the way I could do it. It's going to take you'd have to put a wash over it, a silver wash, and then go in and clean all the lines. So all the silver went into all the details. Maybe give it kind of a gunmetal finish. That might be a good way to work that out. And that'd probably look pretty good. Um, God, if Bobby did a gunmetal Praetorian, holy shit. They would mob the studio. I would love to see a gunmetal. I mean, I think these are Bobby's bats. We're gonna see probably every kind of variation you could possibly want. Now here for these little vent holes, I'm just using a regular 0.5. And I'm just putting it in and giving it a little twist. Yeah. All right. Take a little break so my neck. Hey, listen, I some red ink would look really good on this. That would have it definitely would have set in really well. But you would have lost some of the details of like the little red monitors and some of the eyes and stuff like that. And I want to highlight details, not lose them. So that but red would definitely that would have looked really good. So I agree. Yeah, see. Thank you, Larry. Oh, Matt with three T's now? Oh no, still two T's. Okay. All right. Sorry, Matt. I wasn't trying to add any more responsibility to your already overworked day. So okay. I really like these kneecaps. Again, it's just a phenomenal figure. Um I don't think there's anything I need to add up in there, but we can get down here. Oh, come on. Stay where I put you. Tickle that button. Well, thank you, AFA. I'll take that as a compliment. Nothing wrong with a little Bob Ross. A little. See, instead of a squirrel, I got a little Beanie Baby pet. He just helps me along. We're just going to add a little line right here, a little happy little line. Look at that. That's where that line wants to go. Could you imagine that line anywhere else? No, no, because that line is just right where it belongs. Doesn't that make you feel good knowing that? Yeah, yeah. Just happy little lines. Oh, did we make a little error right there? Well, I'll just wipe that away. See, nobody ever knew. See, you're doing okay. All right. Oh, my life. I wish that I had appreciated Bob Ross more when I was a kid. I mean, I always kind of appreciated him, but not to the level that I do today. Just somebody who every day, I'm always telling people, you know, do draw every day, just every day. Doesn't matter what it is. Do it every day. And that's how you get good. It's not that hard. This isn't some talent from the great beyond that I was blessed with. There was a little bit of necromancy and, you know, uh, okay. So now we got that leg done, but mostly it's just do it every day. And that goes for whatever you want to do. Except YouTube, because the algorithm apparently hates that. Don't YouTube every day. One, it's fucking exhausting. And the algorithm hates it. And we all serve the algorithm. So there we go. Got a nice before and after. And I'll probably clean up some of these. I'll probably thicken up a few of them before it's all said and done. Okay. We gotta just sorry about that. But, I bend over too much. Brain doesn't like it. So we're gonna thank you. Again, sorry about that. So that yeah, thanks Stu. I sure will. Oh, looks like I missed a couple details right in there. That is one reason why drawing has been a little bit of a slow get back for me. I just took on a large commission painting that I will be working on um, here over the next couple months. Maybe I'll do some of it on air, but I doubt that I will do the whole thing. because it'll be something that I'm not going to be able to just stop. And did you ask if I took a before picture? I'm pretty sure that there's thousands of befores. We got the before. Look over here. See that? No before. Yeah, that's nothing there. And then you got it there. Boy, that little screw up going over that mold line right there. That thing just really pisses me off. But we're going to see how that goes. It's a lot different from doing little things like this when somebody's paying you thousands of dollars to do a giant watercolor. So and sometimes you don't know if your health is going to let you do it, because even doing something simple as panel lining, a little action figure wants to send you into a fucking seizure. Now, luckily, my seizures aren't the flap on the floor, goldfish stuff. I just forget words. One day I may forget them permanently. And if we're lucky, it'll happen live on air. So, I can monetize that shit. No, that's actually my neurologist keeps hoping that it will happen live on air so she can, I guess, see the look on my face as I forget how words work or something. I don't know. Neurologists are funny people. Okay. She's always wanting to, she's like, "Oh, you had a seizure when you were on the air? Show me. Let me see. Let me see." I'm just like, there. Mostly, it's just really fucking embarrassing. I have had a tested PhD reading level since I was 14. Yeah. And losing the ability to communicate is like one of my biggest fears. Not being able to read or write just terrifies me. So, but anyway, so there we have it. Panaline Praetorian, just nice, simple, not trying to get carried away or get into. There's a lot of mesh stuff in here that you could absolutely do each little piece. do a little bit with under the chin. That definitely needs hit. But just something that kind of brings out the figure a little bit. Maybe. And if you hit it a little bit, once you get the line work done, you can always go back with just take one of these alcohol wipes, let it dry out for a few minutes. Don't hit it soaking wet because then you'll just smear the shit everywhere. Just let it get where it's just right on the edge of being a little bit there, but almost dry. And then clean up your lines a little bit, and you'll notice a big difference. It gives it more of kind of a deco look that matches what a lot of figures do. And you can go in and, like I said, all the hands. I'll go back and finish the rest of this. Oh, those hips just are spicy. I can't even, there we go. So you got before and after, you know. You can really see it, especially in those knee pads. It's a great figure. And definitely something worth checking out. So, I hope that helped a few people, kind of let you know that panel lining's not that scary. Just take your time with it, and it pays off. And if not, as long as you're quick about it, especially, I can't speak for the Tamiya lines and stuff like that. Some of those other markers can get really permanent really fast. At least with these Copic multi-liners, focus, you can at least get just a little bit of time. You also want to make sure to wash your hands pretty often because it starts getting a little dingy with this, and then it starts getting off, especially if you're dealing with working on, white. The 0.05 is the multi-liner that I recommend. It has been great for doing Gundams. It's been great for doing I'm happy with this. This will look good over on my little custom shelf. And I don't know that I will do any more because, again, I kind of like leaving my shit um, the way I get it. It's not broke, so I don't mess with it. But I forgot that comes with that. And I will definitely be going in and hitting all the little. Fact is, I think I did a couple of them already. Let's see. Some of these. No, there's definitely 0.05. Get it in there. don't know. It kind of looks okay on the base a little bit. You can see it some. I think once I do the whole base, it'll look a little better. See, there you go. Smudging shit up. Sorry, Smudge. All right. Let's check the chat. I have not checked y'all for a little bit. Yeah, I'm really happy with just the amount of details that come out. You know, even just everything I did was pretty small in comparison to some of the lines that you can do, but yeah, that's gonna be me one day. Yeah, I was always, Star Wars figures are always one. I'd go out in the backyard with my Boba Fett with a magnifying glass and burn real life battle damage into them. So it probably saved a few ant colonies. So I guess that's good. But is that how you got the name Smudge? And you just smudge it anyway. So that's what I got. I hope everybody kind of had fun with it. I hope that you're not scared to give it a try. Copic multi-liners, little alcohol prep pads. You probably got it from all your diabetes shots. So, what does my DFW sticker say? It says nobody cares about your subs. I don't worry. I appreciate if you would like the video. If you really like it, share it. If you really want to keep watching me, sub. But I'm not going to worry about that. I like the organic feel. I like knowing that anybody who's paying attention to me right now is here because they want to be. And it stays organic. So that's how I built my tattoo business. That's how I've, just kind of operate on life. I don't want anybody to be here that doesn't want to be here. So don't sub if you don't sub unless you mean it. And with that being said, I want everybody to go over and watch Yojo Jerk tonight with special guest Laser Pants and his love dinosaurs. And with that being said,